back to the channel, and today I wanted to show you how I waterproofed this cheap solar light. These are pretty standard solar lights. They're very cheap. Unfortunately, they're cheap for a reason. They don't really hold up to weather well. So these solar panels themselves aren't actually weatherproof, and neither is the case. Because if I grab you another one and see how the solar panels come with no weathering. I mean, this one I think is shot now, but you can see how the seal on here is very thin. They're just glued in to this frame, and then there's no sealant anywhere. So water can literally just come through this solar panel, and it goes right onto this PCB. And electronic components can be very sensitive. In particular, you don't want any water around them, because what happens, these LED legs get rusty, these chip legs get rusty, this switch gets rusty, and things start to short, or something like that, and the components either just fall apart or they short, and then they don't work anymore, and this PCB is falling apart. The coating will come off the PCB, and the copper traces will be all that's left. So if you waterproof this first, it's not going to fix the solar panel issue entirely, but it will fix the issue of water getting into this. So what I do when I waterproof these, your friend, is going to be silicone sealant. So this is just regular silicone sealant. But I just put this around that solar panel and then on these wire connections. So ideally water shouldn't get into this area, but if it does, it's not going to come in and damage the electronics. You don't want to put a seal around here, because if any water is going to get in, that's the only way it can get out. But if you put a seal around those two places, no water should get in. I've tested it and it works. Actually, I can show you. I'll bring you to the sink and I'll put some water on. So when we look at this one here that hasn't been waterproofed, I'm just going to turn on the water. And if we pass the top through this water, in this case, no water came down, but the point is, when these solar panels aren't well sealed down, some of the water can kind of get out. But you can see it kind of got into all those cracks and stuff, which doesn't happen when you seal it. So this is the sealant that I used. This is Dow Corning 732 RTV multi-purpose sealant. You can see 100% silicone rubber, remains permanently flexible, resistant to weathering, and high temperature range, and NSF certified. Now, I wouldn't highly recommend this for the job, because this is going to be an acid cure sealant. So the neutral cure sealants are going to be neutral instead of being acidic or basic / alkaline. This one is going to be acidic, and you're going to be able to tell because it smells like vinegar when it cures. However, I've used them for all of these projects and the lights still work after. I've tested it on a circuit board. Nothing happened to the integrity of the circuit board. So this seems fine, and it might just be because this one remains permanently flexible. But anyway, it worked for me. I just won't take any liability if you damage your solar lights using that.